AEW Fight Forever's latest DLC drop is here, and I don't recommend you get this. The latest round of DLC is Beat the Elite mode, their Towers mode. Now, Season 2 was released on November 22nd, and when they did this for the Season Pass, they came out with the brand new AEW Dynamite Arena, and they released the Acclaimed, and that came out with a lukewarm reception from players. So now they have Beat the Elite. Oh boy, I got some thoughts on this thing, because it is worse than I thought. Now, I will say, I like the idea of the Towers mode. I like the idea of going through multiple rounds to be able to beat different wrestlers to win a prize, as they say in their advertisement. By the way, could it be more cheesy to say we're gonna win a prize? What is this? What are we at, the fun fair here, ladies and gentlemen? Come on. But here's what I need you to understand with this mode and why you should probably not get this. And I don't want to be overly negative. Do what you will. Maybe you already got the Season Pass. Maybe you are looking at this and this is right up your alley, and I say, great, go for it. But if you are somebody that is on the fence, that is not too sure, here you go. The Beat the Elite mode on its own is $6.99 just to get the Towers mode by itself. Now, you can get the whole Season Pass if you'd rather do that, and you'll get everything from the Acclaim, the Dynamite Arena, Beat the Elite mode, and the final DLC, which will be Tony Storm. We'll talk about that in just a minute because we have some news there. And you can buy the whole Season Pass for just $25.99, or you can get all of it with the Bring the Boom edition of the game, which will give you the base game, Season 1, Season 2, the pre-order bonus of Matt Hardy. You get all of it, but you're spending full retail price at that point. Now, here's the problem when it comes to Beat the Elite. You are going to go through Towers for every single level of difficulty, playing 10 matches for each round. You are going to play from easy to normal to hard to elite in order to play all of these 10 matches. Once you complete any one of these levels, easy for example, you're gonna get your cash rewards, and then you're gonna get the prompt that says you've earned 10 player icons, 1 t-shirt, and 1 wrestler reskin material. That's it for every round of Beat the Elite. That's a total of 40 badges, 4 t-shirts, and 4 wrestler reskins, which is like a glowy skin overlay or a wooden effect over your character's body. The badges or the player icons that you unlock, they are in a specific tab and category for just Beat the Elite, but they're just recycled badges for every round. So you'll get a button for the Outcast in silver, and then when you beat it again, you're gonna end up unlocking the same one, but with like a gold trim around the edge. So they didn't even take it far enough to give you different badges altogether. They're the same ones recycled each time. You can't make this stuff up either. You just can't. The other thing is that with every single round that you beat, you get to like final boss, it's just another singles match. I've been looking at creators online that have been going through Beat the Elite already. Everybody has said the same thing, where they're just, 1, they're disappointed by the entire experience. 2, they say it's not worth the individual price or to be able to charge players this as part of a Season Pass for content, and additionally, there's no challenge involved in it. If you get to the final boss fight, level 10, it should be the hardest experience in there. You're just getting another straight up one-on-one match. So there's no change in difficulty. They don't do a lights out match as the final one or a barbed wire one. They do nothing. The other thing I find really disappointing with this, and this might, honestly, I think this might be a Season 3 drop to go with this mode specifically. They didn't give you tag team towers. These are individual one-on-one singles matches that you play through for these towers on different difficulties, and that's it. They didn't even do 2v2. I understand it's probably because we don't have enough tag teams in the game for them to be able to flush this thing out, but it's still very disappointing that they couldn't just put it so that you could generate 10 tag teams and be able to play this game mode. They could have flushed out this mode a lot more. For the price to charge players $6.99 or for the full price of the Season Pass for it, they could have done it like so many different ways, where you could have had towers for all the singles matches. Then you could have done towers for tag team matches. You could have done towers that are just lights out matches. You could have done towers that are going to be for triple threat, fatal 4-ways. They could have done a lot of different things to flush it out to make it feel like you were getting a little bit more and that players would have more time invested in it, but the rewards are also so limited and they're so lackluster. You're charging players $7 to get badges, digital badges, and the recycled ones at that. So this second DLC is not worth it. Unless you love badges and you want 1 day's worth of content for yourself, 1 day's worth of gameplay to do with this, it's not worth it. To include this as a feature should have been there day one, should have been patched in for free to be able to at least give players something, a reason to come back to the game, but to charge players this as DLC, it's very questionable. I worry about season 3 content, what that could even look like, what else they will do that is like this. This is where I think maybe for the next round of content for season 3, they do something like a tag team towers and they try to beef it up there to once again incentivize players to buy the Beat the Elite mode. I think it's poorly executed. I don't think it's worth people's money. And I really wonder what the next season of content will even look like. But on that note, we also have more information regarding the rest of season 2 that we're in. Like I said, season 2 kicked off November 22nd. Beat the Elite came out December 13th. They're releasing all this content within less than a month. So I don't understand even the pacing of this, because this content drop was out of nowhere. They didn't advertise it ahead of time to say you're going to look forward to Beat the Elite coming soon or coming out on December 13th. They didn't say any of that. They just dropped and said, here you go. So the marketing for this was lackluster, much like the mode. And I wonder when the final DLC is going to drop. The last one is supposed to be The Storm is Coming. And within the breakdown of this DLC pack for season 2, it says that we get 3 more talents added to the roster, 37 brand new movesets, 60 new attire parts for your wrestler, the Dynamite Arena, and a new single player mode. Season 2 is shaping up to be pretty dominating. I disagree. For the price of a whole season pass, we're getting 3 wrestlers and that's it. So they're giving you even less content than what you got for season 1. Toni Storm is the only advertised wrestler that is coming for the final DLC. The 37 new movesets has me confused if players are more regular to Fight Forever than even I am. I don't know if this is just full movesets that are for full wrestlers or if it's going to be just individual moves, like they have 37 new moves that are in the game. They have 60 new attire parts, which once again, that could include what is from the DLC when you go through Beat the Elite and just getting some reskins in there, and they're chalking that up as new attire parts. And with Toni Storm, at this rate, it kind of looks like she'll be coming out in January because they are pushing this DLC out so fast. And the big question we have had is it just going to be Toni Storm? Will they add in someone like Saraya to the DLC to be able to beef it up? By all accounts, no, because they've said right here on Steam that it's going to be just the 3 talents for the entire roster, which is the Acclaimed and Toni Storm. Now, the other question mark when it comes to Toni Storm is which version of her are we going to get? For the leak footage that came out, it's Outcast version of Toni Storm with her green attire and her Outcast Titantron. And even in Beat the Elite mode, you got those badges you unlocked. It says the Outcasts of Ruby and Saraya and Toni Storm. So everything feels like it's going to be the Outcast version of Toni Storm. But when I look at Xbox, they have Timeless Toni Storm as the rendered image. So I'm quite confused, just like with everything AEW Fight Forever. Could we get Timeless Toni Storm? That would be a huge win if they did that. That is a current updated character, but based on the leaks that came out like a month ago, it's Outcast version of Toni Storm. Are they gonna bait and switch the audience here and just show you that it is gonna be the updated one on the cover art, but it's really the old version of her? I really do feel like it's going to be Outcast version because that's what we saw. I think these things are planned out months in advance. They're already done, they're ready to go. And at this point, her character change was fairly recent. They really wouldn't have a ton of time to go back in and rework the entire thing. Maybe they do. It's a new attire. They tweak the hair a little bit, make it black and white, and change the Titantron image. Shouldn't be that difficult, but they didn't give us the Acclaimed until now. And reportedly, they were already scanning everything like day one, like before the game even released. And then that brings the big question mark of season 3. Of this. If season 2 is going to wrap out at this rate by like January, then the next season after that is probably going to come out in March, or at least they'll announce it. And then I really scratch my head and wonder, what are they going to put together for players to give them any incentive to play this game? With all the rumors out there, season 3 might include Adam Copeland, Saraya, and Swerve. There are reports that they have been scanned for the video game. Now, those are great additions. I love Swerve. It'd be cool to see Adam Copeland in something outside of WWE. Saraya should have been in there a long time ago. Glad that she would make it in. But the core gameplay still has not been fixed, has not been addressed. There's no patch updates. We're not seeing any improvements. There's no new match types in there. If they circle back again and they say, okay, season 3 is going to give you those 3 wrestlers, maybe more to beat the elite mode, we're going to add to that. So if you already have it, then you're going to get a little bit more patched in. Are they going to do just more mini games? They would either have to dump a lot of roster additions for people to feel like they're getting good value. But right now it looks like it's almost shrinking more and more and more, where they're just going to be giving you 3 wrestlers next time, and then that's it. It's a fascinating story with Fight Forever and how it has rolled out and how we got to this point. And I do feel like it's kind of a ripoff for players, and that's the big question is, do you think it's worth it to you? But if you want, check out this video right here because we go in depth on season 2 and AEW Fight Forever as a whole up to this point. Thanks for watching. See ya.